to defeat an incumbent who's looking for his second term is something else.
Today marks a turning point in the politics of the Republic of Kenya.
Yesterday, Kenyans had a blow that has sent ripples through the national political landscape. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, a key ally of President William Ruto, emphatically declared that Ruto will indeed serve a full two-term presidency. The announcement, delivered yesterday, has punctured long-standing opposition narratives asserting that President Ruto would stop at one term. The video clip from X captured Mudavadi's address in Kakamega. In that broadcast, Mudavadi defended the merger of his Amani National Congress Party with Ruto's United Democratic Alliance, asserting that he has faith working with Ruto as he spoke about standing firmly within government structures for regional development. Yesterday's declaration marks a turning point. For many Kenyans who believed that President Ruto would shun a second term, the comments shattered expectations. Opposition leaders, including former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, have long insisted that Ruto's presidency would be limited to one term. Gachagua's camp had repeatedly underscored that Ruto's ambitions would be checked by either political fatigue or strategy. Now, Mudavadi, historically perceived as one of Ruto's most trusted lieutenants, has upended that expectation. Mudavadi is no political novice. A seasoned veteran who has held portfolios as Deputy Prime Minister, Finance Minister, and most recently Prime Cabinet Secretary and Foreign Affairs Minister, his endorsement carries weight. He has frequently rallied for Ruto's leadership, urging unity across regions and communities. In recent months, he has appeared repeatedly on the Nairobi stage, warning critics that it would be difficult to defeat Ruto in the 2027 election, citing the broad-based government with ODM's Raila Odinga as a stabilizing factor. He has also defended Ruto's difficult economic decisions as necessary for long-term national stability, calling the president a man in a tight corner where resolve trumps popularity. Yet, yesterday's explicit confirmation removes ambiguity. Where earlier Mudavadi had spoken in projections very difficult to beat Ruto, now he sets a firm expectation: Ruto will pursue and win a second term in office. The opposition reaction is predictable. Gachagua and his supporters are unlikely to welcome this narrative shift. Their public messaging has inched on framing Ruto as a one-term president, pointing to grassroots fatigue, economic discontent, and internal coalition fault lines. Today's development challenges that carefully constructed a position. It elevates Mudavadi's role from supporter to declarant of long-term rule. Across Kenya, the response will be mixed. Ruto's supporters, particularly in Mount Kenya and Western Kenya, may view Mudavadi's comments as reassurance of continuity and stability. Mudavadi recently urged the people of Mount Kenya to unite behind Ruto's vision for national development, calling prosperity hinged on unity and continued partnership with the presidency. In Western Kenya, he actively rallied the Luhya community to solidify their support, drawing on his historical rhetoric likening their support movement to the 2022 earthquake moment that propelled Ruto to victory. Critics, however, may read yesterday's pronouncement as a sign of political consolidation by Kenya Kwanza, using Mudavadi's credibility to reinforce long-term control. Some may question whether this diminishes democratic competitiveness or reinforces systematic dominance by incumbency and alliance unity. For the opposition, the challenge now is more strategic. Dismissing Ruto's second-term trajectory is no longer sufficient. They must now craft responses that contend with a narrative fortified by one of Ruto's own inner circle leaders. They face the task of countering Mudavadi's legitimacy and addressing the messaging that Kenya Kwanza is unified and confident in its mandate. What does this mean for the average Kenyan listener today? It shifts the political calculus. What had been a plausible assumption that Ruto might step aside after one term has now been publicly invalidated by someone with deep insight and proximity to power. The storyline now is continuity. A full 10 years under Ruto's leadership. Conversations that previously centered on transitional politics must now reckon with entrenched incumbency. For international observers and investors, the message is clear. Kenya's executive leadership is signaling stability and continuity, not in rhetoric alone, but through an internal confirmation by a veteran cabinet figure. As the day closes by, public attention turns to how the opposition and civil society will recalibrate their strategies. Will they challenge Mudavadi's credibility? Will they accept the new framing and prepare for a longer contest ahead? What remains unresolved is the debate over whether two-term rule promises greater national progress or entrenches power structures at the expense of political pluralism. In an election landscape already shaped by alliances and realignments, yesterday's announcement reverberates as a defining moment. For President William Ruto, it is a public affirmation from a trusted ally that his leadership extends beyond 2027. For the opposition and the skeptics, it is a call to rethink the assumptions underpinning their forecast. For Kenyan voters, it lays out the certainty of continuity. Whether welcome or unwelcomed, it is now a central part of national narrative. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Bye bye for now.
Mambo ikabadilika. And Uhuru got his. Wakasema, oh, tuende tufanye nini, hata petition, kupika petition, kumaliza petition. Now, kurudi kwa uwanja, engine imekoza mafuta, mambo imekuwa ngumu. Uhuru akapata his second term. So, to defeat an incumbent who's looking for his second term is something else.